Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, you know there are just 206 days until Christmas 2022. I got it right today. I am so happy to be here with you all. Today, we are going to talk about one of the best fan films that I've seen in a very long time. The quality of the cinematography, what they did with the effects is absolutely astounding. If you guys could do me a huge favor, do all the social stuff, the liking, the subscribing, the doing and the that, and the sharing and all the things. That would be great. And I see my friends are here. Ducky Momo had to duck out for a meeting, and while he's gone, we need to talk about him a little bit. We do a little game here week to week where we do predictions for the shows that that Star Wars is having in Disney Plus, so that are airing, and the predictions are tons of fun. And we get you all to participate. Star Wars Meg participates. We get even our good friend Jason Ward at MakingStarWars.net. He participates, and we have a lot of fun. But you know who tends to win these things far too often? Our friend Ducky Momo. You see him on the Wall of Fame, and how you get on the Wall of Fame? We see Green Bear and Ducky Momo, both of them on the Wall of Fame this week. Is you get as many correct on your predictions that Santa gets. If you meet or beat my predictions, you make it onto the Wall of Fame. And of course, this week for episode 3, I got 18 out of 20. That's not too bad. Raised the bar a little bit. So we only had 2 people on the Wall of Fame, Green Bear and Ducky. But for the season as a whole, if you can accumulate more points than as many or more than me, then you'll go on the season Wall of Fame. And for this season, for the Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi show, I am giving away some Star Wars Santa merch. If you make it onto the season Wall of Fame, you can pick. Maybe you want a Star Wars Santa mug. We've got 2 designs. We've got this one here, and we also have this one. So we've got 2 different designs. One has the Santa. The other has just the logo. So you got these 2 designs. And if you, and I just designed because we had somebody request it, one that has each design, one on each side. So you'll have one, if you hold it this way, it'll have that logo. If you hold it the other way, it'll have the other logo. So that's how that's going to work. Dominic, Santa cheated. He changed his responses. No, I did not. You know what I do is I go in and I try to get mine in first. And I put my predictions in so that nobody can call me a cheater. Dominic, and it timestamps. It timestamps when those responses come in. And so if I if I change it changed my timestamp. So there you have it. And Star Cabal, good to see you, my friend. Kay is here, Darth Maximus, and the community. Hello, welcome. Good to see you. There's Star Wars Meg. Good to see you, Meg. And just another channel announcement for folks. Most Fridays, Star Wars Meg and I do a live stream, and we talk about the news of the week. And for the last couple weeks, we haven't been able to get our schedules together. We got different things going on. That's going to be the case tomorrow as well. We're not able to get that live stream together. I'm reaching out to a couple other folks, and we're going to try to do a special live stream tomorrow. Nothing could fill Meg's shoes. She is absolute gem in our community. We love her so much. She's been so generous to me, a wonderful friend. And so we look forward to getting back together and being able to talk about Star Wars together, but not tomorrow. So let you all know that ahead of time. So that's the case there with Meg. My friend Imagic Maker also, my friend Imagic Maker is a bit late to the show today. I do want to bring up the Meg. Oops, what did I do? I turned myself off. I hit the wrong button. I wanted to I wanted to share my screen because we've got this fan film called X-Wing. Kay wants to know, how far behind Ducky am I? Kay, I'd have to look that up. I put all the placings on Discord. So if you go to Discord under the Kenobi channel, you can see the rankings of everybody there. But Ducky's just 1 point ahead of me. 1 point ahead of me on the season. Oh, there's a Magic Maker. Hold on, let's see if we can get him included in here. A Magic Maker, you there? Hello. Hello there.
I'm here. You hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
I hear you.
Okay, you hear me. I hear you.
I hear you. Do you hear me?
I do. I do. Yes.
I hear myself on your show, so I know that it's coming through.
Okay. You cannot hear me though. Right? You said you heard me, and then you say you didn't hear me.
No, I hear you. I just didn't know if you heard me.
You're killing me, man.
I wasn't sure if you heard me.
I say I hear you, and then you say I don't know if you hear me. I'm like, well, then you didn't hear me say that I heard you. Oh, you hilarious. So, hey.
Not because I'm not paying attention.
It could be that. It could be that. Yeah, I've turned your volume all the way up. I've got it peaked as high as it'll go.
You know why I hear you?
Why?
You know, I hear you on your show. I don't hear you responding back to me on our cross.
Okay, so let me change this. How about now?
Yeah.
Oh, now you hear me. So I want to make sure that you have your mic as high as it can go. I've got you maxed out on volume here, and they're saying you're a little bit weak. You're a little weak.
My powers are weak.
Yeah, your powers are extremely weak. I've got everything on my end maxed out. I cannot make you any louder. You're gonna have to. But it sounds about the same.
I hear myself pretty good on there, so I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm just reading the chat. Meg say you're soft. Dawn said turn up the volume. Darren saying turn the volume up. Darren saying I can't hear the guy. Put the subtitles on. So I've done what I can. Hey, so this fan film this week. Oh, we'll get to the Kenobi predictions here in just a little bit. Oh, Meg.
How did I do?
You did not do well. You got 11 out of 20.
That's average.
Well, no, you typically make it
11 to 14 is where I stay.
okay. Well, so 11. The bar is quite low, but we'll talk more about that in just a minute. We're going to get into the fan film. Meg, failed I have. Onto the wall of shame I must go. No, Meg, you did not make it onto the wall of shame. You got more than 11.
You just gotta beat me.
But you did not get 18. You know who else did not get 18? The master scooper himself, the squirter in chief, Jason Ward, from MakingStarWars.net. He also didn't make it, and he spilled the whole show. He spilled the beans on every single episode. Jason Ward's got all of the leaks, and he still didn't make it. And Will Morgan, I love Meta Egg. His content is brilliant, and you guys go make sure you check out Meta Egg YouTube channel. He's been doing some YouTube shorts lately that are wonderful. But we're fixing to fight. My friend Will and I were fixing to have a duke it out. I love Will. He's great. We just have different opinions about things, and we had a debate about this on Discord, and I thought I had him convinced that I was right and he was wrong. But then he goes and makes this short, and I'm like, Boo. I told Will I left a chat a comment on his last short and said boo.
So are you saying that Santa is into meta egg shorts?
Oh no! I am into meta egg shorts. That's oh, very well done, very well done. So let's get to the fan film. I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I was looking as we do. We encourage you all. The link to this video is in the description here, and I was looking at the comments, and I saw that Eckhart's Ladder. Even Eckhart's Ladder. Eckhart said probably the most fun fan film I've ever seen. Well, that's high praise coming from a guy like of that kind of caliber. Eckhart's Ladder, absolute great guy. Said probably the best fan film he's ever seen. I put this comment in, featuring on my channel today. Great fan film, excellent work. So we just encourage you guys, please go out, support the channel. Watch it through. Give it a watch. It's got 579,000 views, so it's doing very well. But at the same time, we just like to support it here and encourage you guys to go check it out. Leave it a like if you like it. Subscribe if you want, and leave a comment. That helps the channel out a lot as well. So I'm going to hit play here, and I'm going to hit mute. And this is a NobleEngine production. One note here is they created this not in Unreal Engine 5. We've been talking a lot about Unreal Engine. And they didn't do this in Unreal Engine. They used different technology that I'm unfamiliar with.
It's done very well.
It is. Look, you guys, I mean, can you see this? Can you see? The one comment I made when we were discussing it last week and talking about bringing it on the show, the only thing I think they could have done to make this like hyper real is if they would have done live action shots of the cockpit scenes.
Yes.
That's where you can see. Yeah, that's where you can see that it's definitely CG, right? But beyond this, beyond that, the rest of this is unbelievable. Holy smokes, this is good. These guys aren't messing around.
It's incredible.
And I have to.
But it goes to show you how good our eye is in determining what actual facial features of people look like. The other thing they could have done here is if they put aliens inside the cockpit, we might have not been able to tell if it was real or not.
Oh, good point.
The fact that it's humans that are shown in the cockpit makes our eye capable of picking out what's real and what's not much more easily.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, it's the visually captivating. The storyline itself is really good. But man, look at the animation. Look at the graphics, guys. This is unbelievable. Wow. These
guys working for Lucasfilm right now.
Well, I think that they've made a very good resume film right here. Could you imagine? What if Lucasfilm were to do an animation series using this kind of technology, rather than like hand-drawn animation or some of the stuff that they've done recently, let's say like Resistance. What if they were to do something on this kind of platform?
Yeah, I don't know why they're not, to be honest with you. I honestly don't know why we're not getting, this quality of animation out of Lucasfilm right now.
It's amazing, and I mentioned before I watched the HBO, no, not HBO, it was I think Paramount Plus series Halo, and Halo looked like it was done on Unreal Engine largely. There was some live action for sure, but largely Unreal Engine. why not just do a whole animated project in Unreal Engine or whatever? I can't remember the technology here. What the
Right.
actual engine is
I
here.
mean, it might be NobleEngine since that's their name. Maybe that's the name of their platform, and that's how they're selling
Could
this
be.
platform.
Could be. Yeah. It's you can see now on Coruscant, or I assume this is Coruscant, right?
Oh yeah, this is the Battle of Coruscant.
Yeah, you can see that Superstar Destroyer coming up out of the.
This is the Wraith Squadron Battle of Coruscant from Legends.
Gotcha. So there you have it. Look, this is just, it's really great. It's really great. Hyperspace from atmosphere. Oh no. No, that's already been set in canon though. So, I mean.
I love Atlas leaves, all that material just sitting right there.
Nikki, God love you. I talk about Nikki a lot. I absolutely love her. She's a great friend. She's been there for me through some really difficult times, and I adore her. But she's also got a little dark side to her. You got to watch out. You can absolutely trigger her without a whole lot of effort. So you guys, one thing we always tell you guys is make sure you do the social things, or Nikki will absolutely take you out. We're not kidding. She's you can aggravate her really well. You can, and don't make Nikki mad. It's just good advice. It's good advice. God bless you. Hey, Star Wars politics. Good to see you here, my friend too. Hey, so make sure you check out that it's Star Wars X-Wing. It's a Star Wars fan film by NobleEngine. And let me look here in the description as well. They said that this is a passion project. Took them 4 years. 4 years in the making.
Wow, that's a long time.
Big fan of X-Wing PC games, and it goes into the X-Wing book series. And the primary software and workflow consists of an animation pipeline in Blender. Blender is what he mentioned, and that it's exported and rendered in Houdini using the renderer Redshift. Final compositing was finished in After Effects. So. Just unbelievable. Really good work. Again, you guys check that out. Check it out, please. It's absolutely worth it. So anything else on the pipeline on the fan film before we go talk about some Kenobi?
No, I mean, go check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I can't believe it was 4 years, but I mean, maybe that's why Lucasfilm doesn't do it, because it took 4 years. Do 5 minutes.
I mean, hey, let me see if I can turn up your volume, audio, video. Let me see if I can turn your volume up, because you're still in my ear. You're not even that loud. And I've adjusted the sound a couple of times, and let me see if I can adjust it in Skype to make it any louder. I see my microphone, speakers. Let me try something here. Speaker. Let me turn you to this. Oh, it's louder. I hear you already. Now speak.
Okay, how about that?
Oh yeah, there we go. I got you exported into the Go XLR Mini, and you are loud and in charge now. Very good. Very good. Hey, so Kenobi, what are your overall thoughts of episode 3?
Three was up, up and down. Let's put it that way. I liked it and disliked it all at the same time.
Fair enough. I know our friend. We've been having some arguments in Discord. But we had better, but I'm louder too. Okay, so now let me just do this. Turn that to there. How about that? How about now? The community? Dale, you guys. So I turned it down. Had me at 200%. I turned it down to 100. That should help. So I've been having these arguments with Ducky Momo on our Discord, and Ducky has an outlandish, bizarre take on it, but also somebody who likes and dislikes it at the same time. What are the things that you liked and disliked?
So we're just talking about
episode 3, just 3.
Okay, so I don't get to talk about the other ones.
Not now, but later we will. I just want to start with 3. Yeah.
So 3, loved Vader, brutal. I actually am shocked that the things that I saw were in Disney Plus.
Yeah.
When the kid spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, let me put that up on the screen. Thank you for that. Let me fix that right now, because we do want to let people know it's only been a couple days, so we want to make sure that folks know. Hey, Leia, happy Rey Palpatine Skywalker today to you as well, Leia. Every day is a happy Rey Palpatine Skywalker day.
It's like a Marian birthday to you.
Yeah, Vader, absolutely ruthless. And you were saying you were kind of surprised that...
the moment the kid came out going, Papa, Papa, and he slammed him against the wall and then snapped his neck, I was like, oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that ain't messing around.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I was standing up because I was like, oh, cool, this is awesome. I went, and I sat down.
Yeah.
I looked over at my kids, I went, and my son, who's 7, went, what just happened? And I was like, wow.
Yeah. Here's what I need you guys to do. Put a boo in the chat if you agree with me that Will Morgan is wrong. There. We're just having fun. So yeah, and we diced a stormtrooper right in half, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying during the live stream, that's that TV7 content everybody was looking for. It was right there.
Yeah, I was super shocked. I mean, it's so funny because I was like, oh. I totally didn't expect it. I mean, I was like, well, this is the brutal Vader that I expected, but wow, I didn't expect
that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was really good. And one of the things is people were getting caught up with it before the show started was that this TV7 rating that came out in that story was like, oh no, the sky is falling, Disney sucks, Kathleen Kennedy's terrible. All those standard, YouTube videos came out. And then it's like, you guys, I think need to calm down. You need to calm down.
Yeah, that shocked me that was in there. I honestly thought they would would not show something like that. So I was like, what?
Well, if you go back to the Book of Boba Fett, the Mando episode, we saw behead the dude, stick his head in a bag, and then plop it on the table, right? Yeah. So yeah, they're not
still a little hidden. I mean, we didn't see. I don't remember seeing. Did we see the beheaded head in that?
Oh yeah. He takes it out of the bag.
Oh yeah. He does take it out of the bag.
Yeah. So that's it's pretty good. So we were.
But even that didn't seem as brutal as what we just saw.
Snapping the kid's neck, that was tough because he pulls the dad out through the window, puts him up there and chokes him to death, and you can tell what he's doing at the time, right? I'm going to choke this kid or this guy. I'm going to choke the dad to death, and that will make Obi-Wan come out. It goes right along with the thought that Jedi can't help themselves. Right? They reveal themselves. We don't have to hunt them. They'll come to us. And so that's what Vader's doing there. He's choking the dude to get Obi-Wan to come out. and Obi-Wan's not coming out. So the kid comes out and he starts yelling, "Dad, Dad!" And Vader just snaps his neck, like, dude, that sucks. It didn't kill the mom. She's left there now with a dead husband and a dead kid.
Son.
Yikes! Yikes! And I see you, Nikki. I see. She's giving me a hard time. It's all good. It's all good. And here's the other thing: is Nikki's not alone. There are folks that are kind of unhappy with the content. So, what are the things that you did not like about the episode?
Oh, the rest of it.
The rest of it. That's a broad, sweeping statement. Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's see. I am upset that we haven't seen any hyperspace tunnel lights yet. I keep saying that on my predictions, and it keeps not happening. So I'm upset about that.
I understand. No, you know what's got Baymax unhappy? Baymax is unhappy. He doesn't have any Vespa speeder bikes.
Yeah. I think that's the other one I keep missing too. I keep putting yes.
A show's not a show unless it's got Vespas in it. You know, the slow moving bikes that people just mod. He needs mods and Vespas for it to really be true Star Wars. I'm trolling. He's opposite of all of that.
I think the main issue I have, and that's really all three episodes for me, is that Reva's just not scary to me, and she's not. And I asked my children if she's scary to them, and they said no. But Vader was really scary, and so like my son was like, oh, when he came out and did sort of this stuff. So I mean, and I know we're comparing it to Vader, but and that's hard to do. But at the same sense, we played Jedi Fallen Order together, and the second sister was scary, and so was the ninth sister, and so was the Inquisitors in Rebels to them, and they're not getting that same feel from Reva, the third sister. So I don't, and honestly, I'm not liking the directions very much. I'm really actually shocked that I would say that with Deborah Chow. I'm not liking the cuts. I'm not liking the blocking. And I'm noticing some things with acting that I don't think is an actor thing. I think it's the director saying, "Give me this," and it's not. And so we're getting different directions, and there's small things per se, but I can just tell some things that are off, and it's just not grabbing me. So, but as far as this episode, I am actually sad that we didn't have some overlay of some slightly different colors on the planet when we came here, because it felt too much. Like, if you've ever been out to California to Joshua Tree, it felt like going exactly there. I mean, I didn't feel like that. That was upsetting to me.
Yeah, our friend Sheev the Wise, he lives there, and he's like, I appreciate what they're doing, but it looks like my backyard. Like, it just straight does, right? Like, this is what I see every day. This is not a foreign planet. Right. So I understand that.
And so for me, that sets a tone, and so I think there's an issue that we have, is that tones are slightly jumping throughout the course of these episodes, and they don't always feel natural, and so this creates a disjoint, and for me, it's creating that. I'm noticing it in my children, and and how they're responding. I'm not saying they don't like it. My daughter and my son love it. I mean, this is definitely these are not being lost on them. They would watch this over and over again. So from the perspective of a 12 and a 7-year-old child, watching it, it's meeting the criteria. It's not. Good. I don't think that they're looking at it and going, "This is awful."
Right. I want to go to Star Cabal's message here, because there's a point of this I want to discuss, because one of the things I keep seeing over and over again, and theory I thought addressed it pretty well, but kind of missed the heart of it. It says Vader burning Obi-Wan was revenge right there. So look, Vader sets up that scene. He knocks over the container of the flammable stuff, and he lights it, and then he drags Obi-Wan through it, right? And as he's dragging Obi-Wan through the fire, burning him, Vader shuts off the fire, right? He puts it out. Why did, like, people want to talk about the next scene when the fire gets restarted and Vader doesn't go through it. Like, why? Is he afraid of the fire? Blah, blah, blah. No. It starts back in the first part. When Vader turns off that fire, why did he turn it off? He was torturing Kenobi. He was burning him alive, dragging him through there. Why did he stop? And
you want my take on that?
Well, secondly, he doesn't then pursue Kenobi when the fire's out. He doesn't advance on Kenobi. He tells the stormtroopers, bring him to me. Why? I mean, he could have just grabbed him with the Force and yanked him, right? He had already grabbed him with the Force and choked him, put him on the ground and drug him through the fire. Why wasn't Vader putting the death shot on Kenobi before that? And so when that fire restarts and he doesn't advance through the fire to pursue Kenobi, that had already been set up. He's not afraid of the fire. He could have walked right through it if he wanted to. He didn't want to. Why? Well, we don't know why yet, right? We don't have the answer to that yet. We just know that he didn't. We have to speculate. We have to wonder, and we have to wait until that is explained to us, or if indeed it ever is, right?
Right.
So yeah, go ahead. What's your take on it?
So I mean, my take is, obvious. I mean, to me, it's obvious he wants to prolong the suffering of Kenobi. So he has something in mind that he intends to do to prolong that suffering, whether it's burning him and letting him go, then catching him and chopping off a hand later, and then whatever. It's like, I'm going to take my pieces from you one by one. And so to me, that's kind of how he is. And I personally really like the Jason aspect of that. It was kind of terrifying. It terrified my kids how he was wandering through the dark and he just came out of nowhere. Kind of like, like I said, the horror film, Friday the 13th kind of thing. So to me, that was well done as far as ramping up the fear. And I watched my kids go, when that happened, and I was like, oh wow, this is getting them. And so that worked. But yeah, I think that the reason why he's doing it is to humiliate and to make Obi-Wan suffer piece by piece.
Yeah, I think so too. And I saw the comment before. His suit, and Star Wars Theory pointed this out, and it's well established. His suit would have protected him from that fire, no problem whatsoever. The filtration system, the smoke isn't an issue. The fire isn't an issue. The heat, not an issue. None of that is an issue. He could have walked straight through that, no issue. Like
he could have just put it right out too.
Well, like he'd already had.
Right.
And as I mentioned, when he put it out, he tells the stormtroopers, bring him to me. He could have easily just pulled Obi-Wan to him, right? He could have just snatched him across there and brought him into his fist and held him up, right?
He's clearly wanting him to fight back to try to escape.
Right. He's
otherwise he just snagged him and held him up like he'd already done.
Yeah. I think he let him leave. It had to be, right?
Oh yeah, it's the only way he gets away. Because I actually, my daughter made this statement. She was like, "How did he just get away?" And I said, "Well, one of two things is true. Either Darth Vader let them get away, or the Imperials are the most incompetent people in the world."
Right.
Both could be true.
Right. Well, there's that. There's one of the funny things is they kind of double down on the idiocy of stormtroopers. Like,
Right.
Look, it's a trope. and they played into it. And I know people don't like that, and because there's the line in A New Hope where where Obi-Wan says, "Well, these weren't stormtroopers that did it, right? They're highly accurate, right? They hit their targets essentially, right?"
Right.
But it's now been established so much, and the trope is so common. The stormtroopers are dumb and they can't shoot, right?
Right.
It's just.
I mean, that's because of the disjoint in that is actually between that and Return of the Jedi, because they can't seem to hit those stupid little teddy bears, and and you're like, what the heck is going on here, and but yeah, so I mean, I actually, my main complaint isn't the fact that they didn't that they bought that whole thing. Was it's that they said they're looking for a Jedi, and they would have had a description of the Jedi, and they would have had that he was with a little girl, and they would have had her name.
Right.
And he goes, "You just called her Leia," and the whole thing, and they didn't go, "Oh, well, you're the Jedi. You just called her Leia." That's my complaint.
Right. Well, and that's what Nikki's saying as well, right? Like,
Leia, I should say.
Leia, yeah. Look, there were a couple of things that hit me when I first watched it, even when I rewatched it with my wife. Obi-Wan isn't himself. So somebody needs to give him a Snickers bar or something, right? You're not you when you're hungry, right? I don't like Obi-Wan's not himself, and that's apparent. Really, in this episode, it was somewhat in episode 2, but in this episode, it's really apparent. He's snippy, right? He's aggressive towards Leia, and he makes this mental slip up where he calls her by her name after telling her, and practicing it. Like, what is that all about? And so it's obvious that, to me anyway, that Kenobi's not Kenobi. He's not, at this point and in this show, he's not Obi-Wan. He's working on it. We saw him at the very, very beginning where he's reaching out to Qui-Gon Master, I need your help. And I think based on the leaks and what we know is coming, we see this progression that happens through the show where he goes from not being Obi-Wan that we know to becoming Obi-Wan that we know. So it's he's taken this dip and he's got to come back out of it.
I don't have a problem with him. I mean, that's not my issue. My issue is just the logistics and writing of that encounter. I mean, he says, at first when he says to them, they say, "Hey, well, tell us more about your story," and he says, "Well, it's a long story," and they're like, "Well, this is a long trip," and then they have the little exchange. You just call her Leia, and then immediately after it's tap tap. Oh, hey, we're getting off here. Well, it wasn't a long trip. It was a short trip.
Right.
Yeah. Now, they've shown like multiple scenes of them going, the scenery changing a little bit, and then they got off. And you're like, well, obviously they sat silent for the rest of the trip,
or parts of the trip, right? They could have shown the scenery change when that dialogue happened, like they'd already been there for some time, and then they have that dialogue.
It changes a couple of times. And then they get off.
Yeah. So,
and that's what should have happened in my mind.
Yeah.
So that's an example of editing and directing problem.
RF Gaming Channel put in here, is it safe to assume he's suffering from depression, PTSD? The traits are fairly accurate. I think so, RF Gaming Channel. And one of the criticisms I heard, and I'm a little look, you guys know me. I got a shill. Schiller's got a shill. So hey, that's me. I hate to be negative towards Deborah Chow at all, but somebody pointed out that maybe she just didn't direct this episode that well, because if he's got PTSD, that didn't really come over to the viewer really strong. Again, I think Nikki made the point before, like, if you were just a casual viewer, You might not get some of these finer points that are being discussed really in detail. Let's be honest, we're digging deep into the sand here, right? We're looking at the fine grain. Um, People may not have picked up on Vader intentionally let him go. They may have
Right.
thought that he was held back by the fire. We know that he
No,
wasn't, but
my children didn't.
right, that's not the message just somebody would get. Same with here, the PTSD wasn't really um, apparent. Again, you can kind of get it if you're familiar with the symptoms, you're familiar with the story, you know where it's coming from. Uh, then maybe you know that. Hey, Martin, hit me up later. I see you here. Hit me up later. I need to chat with you a bit, my friend.
But I think that was why they showed, the little piece of Anakin there out in the dunes or on the hill in the distance, to show you that he was thinking about that and it was flooding back into his head. I mean, I think that was an attempt. I won't say it was done completely well, but there was an attempt.
So
to,
Nikki's $10 super chat. Nikki, thank you. You support me so much. She's one of our admins on Discord. She's a personal friend. She messages me, and the $10 super chat is completely unnecessary, my friend. But I appreciate it so much. Says Kenobi is supposed to be weak and broken. Yeah. But they're overdoing it to a ridiculous degree.
I agree.
Just like Leia is supposed to be smart, but she's only 10 and she can take the SATs at this point. That's it. I think.
I don't know. I think my daughter sounded a lot like Leia when she was around that age. I mean, maybe I'm biased, but still, you interacted with her around 10. She was pretty witty.
Oh yeah, your daughter's she is. She's a sharp cookie. And maybe it has to do with her parents. I just say that.
And hence, Leia has really sharp parents.
Yeah, she does. She does.
So I mean, so I'm just saying from practical response, I would. I mean, I'm not saying my daughter is a Leia, but I mean but she was pretty witty at 10.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, Jedi Mike, you're right. Homeschooled 10-year-old young ladies are no joke. You're absolutely right. And when homeschooling's done well, those kids are amazingly smart, and it makes a strong argument for homeschooling. And my friend, Imagic Maker here, is doing a superb job. So for me, I want to just shift a little bit when we talk about Leia. To me, it's kind of clear that she's using the Force to some degree. She's an intuitive, right? She is picking up on things.
She is at all.
You don't think so?
She is at all. No, I think if she was, I think Obi-Wan would feel it, even right now.
Yeah,
because he's specifically looking for signs in those two kids.
Well,
she was. I think she's just witty, and she's using her head, and he's aware of that. She's using her head.
She keeps saying, "You're lying to me. You've been lying to me. You're always lying to me. Stop lying to me." How does she know that he's lying?
Because I think she senses it. I mean, I don't mean in the sense of of the Force. I mean, in the sense like I can sense when you're not telling me the truth.
Right. I have to pick on Nikki. Yes, you are. You're saying 10-year-olds. All 10-year-olds are dumb. That's what you said, Nikki. No, I kid. I kid.
I'm just saying that Leia is not outside the realm of wit and capability that from what I perceive with my 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. And I've seen other kids that she interacted with that are pretty close to that level.
Nikki. So yeah, she's extremely intuitive. Kay is right. She's extremely intuitive. A lot of people have speculated about Omega from the Bad Batch in much the same way, right? Yeah, Star Wars MCU. Laughing so much over this, Nikki.
No. I personally think that there's some things going on with Omega that are showing more than just being witty and having some good personal empathy and intuition from that empathy.
Yeah.
Empathetic intuition versus force intuition.
Yeah. Well, I tend to think that force sensitives, some things come naturally. We see it in Anakin as a kid when the premonition, right? That's how he can fly pod racers at that age. He's not actually having to reach out to the force. It's just like there. He just knows it.
No, I'm with you. I mean, Qui-Gon specifically says you must have Jedi reflexes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I understand what you're getting at. I'm just saying that she's not showing, and I think that if she was, and I think if Obi-Wan, even as he is, if she was showing, he would be like, if she was showing more intuition than I think what a person would show, he would be like, wow, we haven't heard a comment of him saying, wow, you're very intuitive for a child, and just that she's picking up that he's not telling her the truth, and he knows he's not telling her the truth. He's obviously thinking, well, I'm a Jedi, I'm not really that good at lying.
Yeah. Hey,
we see that he's not very good at lying.
Martin, let me ask this question because we're live streaming. I want to get an answer so we can make an announcement. Could I get you to come on a live stream tomorrow, Martin, with Tim from Boss Bounty? I just got confirmation from Tim. Boss Bounty is able to join me tomorrow to talk about some of the Hasbro reveals, the recent ones from Celebration and Post. And we could talk about those reveals. And Martin, it would be great if I could get you to discuss both your experience being at Celebration. For you who don't know, Martin Keeler was actually on the main stage at Celebration, helping folks out. And our friend Dave Filoni actually knows Martin's name. Said Martin, congratulated Martin, thanked him for the good work that he had done there at Celebration. So,
awesome.
Yeah, totally awesome. And don't tell Martin, but he is an awesome dude. Don't let him know I said that because he's a terrible human being. No, I kid. So he's not. He's with Baymax, living his best. So okay, Martin. Well, you guys, tomorrow we'll have Boss Bounty, Tim from Boss Bounty, and we'll be talking about some of the Hasbro reveals. Maybe be able to pull another guest or two along the way as well. So look forward to that tomorrow. Okay, I see this note here about Quinlan Voss. So our friend Meg today, right? Our friend Meg today speculated about maybe who could show up as a guest appearance in the Kenobi show, and perhaps had a relationship with Grogu because he's name dropped in this episode, Quinlan Voss, and that he shows up from time to time.
Voss, and he's alive,
right? And that he's been involved with some stuff, right? So in rescuing these kids, getting them to Jabim, which is coming. Not right now, but it's coming. So Jabim, and they are, hey, Vader Slayer, good to see you. They could he have been involved in getting Grogu and transferring Grogu as a Force sensitive or as a youngling, as a Padawan to Jabim or elsewhere. So could it be that Quinlan Voss is the guy who saved Grogu? Interesting.
We'll have to close our eyes if we truly want to see the way.
Yeah. Hey,
this is the way.
Would you like it if I showed up? The community, perhaps so, if you're available. There's an interesting take, and I saw that another friend of ours had the same sort of take that maybe.
No, I think that they wouldn't drop him in there if he's not going to show up. I think he's definitely going to show up. I think we're going to see him.
I wish I could say that we will, but I've been assured a million times. Assured.
Wow.
and that again, our friend checked into it specifically and asked the specific question.
I want to know that. That sucks. See, that would be how I would think that actually Vader doesn't end up getting Kenobi in the end. It's that you have Quinlan Vos show up.
Yeah. Well, there
and together, right?
Because
that part of canon's already ruined.
Well, Jason Ward has already checked into it, confirmed, and assures us, as much as we may want it to happen, it's not happening. So
yeah, that's the part I don't like, is that they have now clearly broken the when I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. They've already broken that. Yeah. So to me, that's broken. That's done. And I accept it's broken. They've broken continuity.
I think they're going to fix.
That's what I don't like about it.
I think they're going to unbreak it. I think they're going to unbreak it for you.
No. I don't think they will. It doesn't matter if it's a really great fight. It's going to be a great fight. I'm not saying that, but the point of it is that it's that I was but the learner, and I don't know how you make him a student again.
Because you get him schooled. That's how you do it.
Yeah, whatever. Beforehand, he was clearly his master, and that makes sense. If you were to re-say this, it's like, here's how. I was gonna do some stuff on it, but I mean, the truth of it is here's how that works. It's like you're talking to your child, and your child comes, is talking to you, and he says, when I was last with you, I was the child, and you were the father, but now I am the father, because he's his own father. And he, and you're saying, yes, you are my son. You are the father. And so it's saying you're coming back. I have come to where you are. And that's what that statement means. And so it's the circle's now complete. I am now where you were.
You just misunderstood. It's a different point of from a certain point of view.
It's I don't care what the true meaning of that statement is. I'm going to interpret however I want, because I want a cool story.
Yeah, well, there you go. We just change it. That's all. It's that easy.
We're going to ignore the meaning of the statement.
McClunky.
We're breaking canon because we want something else.
McClunky. Deal with it.
So I mean, like you asked what I'm irritated about. I liked it and I disliked it, and now I'm telling you. I'll tell you the next thing that I disliked about this, and something that I liked on the backside of it. So here you're gonna go. Here's I did not like the fact that Reva was able to go in there just because Ned B left the thing and go, oh, well, that's a special room. Let me go check that out. Obviously, I can go find this. Because Kenobi was sitting right in there. Vader was feeling him and didn't even walk over there. So, I mean, from my perspective of that whole thing, if he was sitting in there and Vader didn't go over and after you can clearly tell he sensed him and then paused and didn't go in there, that tells me right off the bat there's no way Reva should have been able to do that. Boom. She is not better than Vader. So that should not have happened. And
well, wait.
That's exactly. He pauses, and she doesn't. No, she does not get to be better than him.
She's not. No. He purposely didn't go there. He knew he was there. He looked over. He says, "You're right there. Come on out. Come on out. I see you right there. Come on out." And he does it. He doesn't have to go in there. He wants him to come out, and that's the same reason he lets him go at the end. He doesn't have to let him go at the end. He absolutely could have stopped him from going there in the end. No, he just chose not to.
That's a different point in the whole thing. Yeah. So, he's trying to draw him out into the street. He could have clearly caught them with everything he wanted there, had every piece that he wanted for this whole thing, and had it done. And so from my perspective, he could have faced them right there, done everything he wanted to do. So there's no reason for him not to engage if he knows where he's at. I'm not saying he doesn't sense him. He doesn't know where he's
He does know where he is. He knows exactly where he is. I think he does. I think he looks right at him and says...
He doesn't look at him. He looks up. So he doesn't look over there.
No,
he does not look over there.
When he's choking the dude, he's choking and he looks right over at him. Like, come on. I'm going to kill him.
He's looking over in a general area, but he doesn't look right at Kenobi. Kenobi's the one who's right at him.
I think he's looking right at him.
No,
but So this is a funny thing that keeps coming up. Ned B, the carry droid what are they actually called? There's a name for that droid type. The bulky droids that carry stuff around. Load lifter. Yeah, the lifter droid. People keep saying that there's somebody in there, that it's a ruse, it's a costume, that maybe Wrecker's in there, or maybe it's Rex, or maybe it's any number of people.
Maybe it's Quinlan Voss.
That's look. There's what's in there. A droid is in there. That's what's in there. It's a droid. It's not somebody. It's not a costume. It's not something that the people are disguised as. Ned is Ned. That's it. Stop. Stop trying to make it somebody else.
Here's I don't like the fact that she goes right there when she sees him go, automatically pegs it and then finds it. So here's my thing. What made more sense to me is like if she had kind of gone into a I know they're in one of these buildings, and she just starts running her lightsaber through them until she finds an open one behind it, and then she finds it. That would have been how I would have fixed that, and to me that would have made more sense to me. That she says, I know one of these places are a hiding place, and she starts cutting them apart until she finds it. While Vader's off walking out toward to find or go after Kenobi, and then then she finds it. She goes up there. But the thing I did like about it is how she comes in there, and people are complaining about it. People are complaining about how'd she get up there. Well, she left because she's not on foot, and she took a speeder up to where she knows that tunnel's headed. She's like, oh, that tunnel's headed up to that landing port up there. I shall take a speeder to it and beat them there. That's easy. She does what anybody with a brain would do.
I think it's easy for her to get there and beat Leia there.
Yeah, she goes around.
She goes around. She doesn't follow.
She doesn't go up the tunnel.
No, she doesn't follow. She shows up on the other end, and she's already killed the person that Leia was supposed to meet.
That's exactly right. And Leia's on foot. When she gets out, she's not.
Yeah, so that's all piece of cake. No trouble with that at all. This here, so we're going to lean into something here a little bit because Ducky Momo come up with this bizarre idea that is terrible. I'm just making fun. Look, so the Man on the Moon says the Grand Inquisitor can't be dead. Can't happen, or the whole show's a fail for me. Look, I keep arguing, and I'll keep arguing it until I'm proved wrong, that Grand Inquisitor, that one, is dead. And they can replace Grand Inquisitors with somebody else. In fact, there are 2 people nominated for the job right now. We're going to see who gets it. It's Reva, or the 5th brother. They're both vying for the job. But you know who's going to get the job? A different Powin. The Grand Inquisitor we see in Rebels. Now,
so I have a theory.
There's just one second.
I don't think he's dead.
There's one sec. So there is one thing that would have to be retconned for that, is that we have a backstory for that Grand Inquisitor that doesn't allow for this. So I would say, well, they would retcon that part, but it's a different Grand Inquisitor, and that explains the look. The look is different on purpose, so to telegraph to us it's a different dude. And so that's mine, but I could be wrong, and the guy's just not dead. And so they believe him to be dead. He ain't dead. He'll be back, and it's all good. So go ahead.
Well, I'll give you some stuff, and you probably already know this. So if you want some reasoning to say, I think I'm right that this is not the same Grand Inquisitor. Remember that the actor did not look at the Grand Inquisitor in Rebel. He said, I didn't even look at it. I did my own thing.
Right.
Why? Because he's not the same guy. That would back what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's a different Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Completely possible. I do think it is the same Grand Inquisitor though. And so my take on it is this, is that Vader has the Grand Inquisitor, fully knows he's alive, has punished him for failing to keep his Inquisitors in line, is is keeping him alive even though he wants to die, and so that's why he later on says there's some things worse than death.
Well,
all right,
you
he
want,
would have rather have died. All right,
yeah.
be tortured by Vader for failing.
Well,
All right, not that it hasn't happened before.
yeah. Well, you want to know what the worst theory in the world is? That this Kenobi show and this Grand Inquisitor is an alternate timeline, and that we had the timeline split through the World Between Worlds when Ahsoka was pulled out, and this is the alternate timeline. And so Kenobi's different, the Grand Inquisitor is different, the whole show is different because it's a different timeline. It's the World Between Worlds split. That daggone Ducky Momo. That daggone Ducky Momo gave me that one. I'm like, that's a terrible idea. Oh my goodness.
But no, so I think what Vader is fully aware that Reva stabbed old Grand Inquisitor through one of his two stomachs, and has him in Mustafar undergoing rebuilding and torture at the same time, and so is like, okay, well, if you give me Kenobi and that succeeds, then I think maybe you should be, and I will reward you as such.
Yeah.
But if you fail, you'll wish you died.
Oh, Vader's Lair, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Sheev. Almost didn't watch Rebels. Confirmed he did. I did. So very good. This is funny. Yeah, Ducky's leading the predictions game. Thanks to Baymax. Baymax made us add some points to Ducky, and it's a daggone it. So anyway, and I see lots of this. I'm not smoking what where was it? There was up here. There was your Snoke theory sucks. Replaced with the Grand Inquisitor. We'll all be wrong. Your Grand Inquisitor's theory sucks. We just need that. Oh, you know what somebody needs to do, and I know somebody can do it, is you take that Ryan Johnson one where he's holding that notepad that says your Snoke theory sucks, and you need to white that out and put your Grand Inquisitor theory sucks and have the same one. There you go. That's a freebie. That's so easy. There it is. Star Wars politics. I'm not smoking what Ducky is putting down. I mean, neither. A different timeline conundrum, continuum. So
yeah, that's what it is. It's totally that. That's right. I think he's 100% right.
Leia says, I agree with the duck. Oh no! There we go. So anyway, yeah, Darth Ducky's a Sith. Yeah. So Vader's Lair saying he said in the initial interview that he almost didn't watch Rebels, and then the article headlines that he didn't, and YouTubers ran with that headline that he didn't watch Rebels, but then he confirmed that he did watch it. So
the question is, did he watch it after or before he did his role? That would be the question.
He at Celebration 100% did watch Rebels before playing the role and took inspiration from it. So there you go. Yeah. So, Nikki.
Yeah, I think
so
because then it creates theories of, well, he really is dead because it's not the same one. So they gotta take that away.
Oh well. We'll see where all this goes.
You have your theory then.
Yeah.
The theory has more credence.
Jason Ward is messaging. What's Jason? Jason Ward's got some breaking news. You guys, make sure that you are subscribed to MakingStarWars.net. You need to be bookmark the website and subscribe to his channel. Turn on all the notifications, do all the things, because he has some news. This is shoot the messenger kind of news, right? This is news that is absolutely true. It's going to happen. It's a thing. but you're going to shoot the messenger, and Jason knows that he's a dead man. He's dead man walking because he's going to. It's exciting news, but you think you're triggered now.
Why is it shoot the messenger if it's exciting news?
Well,
it sounds like it's awful news. Like no, it's not the fan face when they like, oh, that you suck.
Right.
Another half is gonna go, yay! That's exactly what we wanted. And the other half is gonna go, what?
Oh, I just saw it. I need to jab out my eyeballs because I just saw Jason's leak. I know what it is. Oh boy.
You can't say it here.
I can't. It's Jason's.
No, you can't
it's Jason's.
You can't take away his stuff.
It says 100% Jason Wards. I cannot share it. I cannot.
You can talk about it tomorrow.
I can tell you right now that you need to be subscribed to MakingStarWars.net. You need to watch his website. Be connected, because he has an enormous, huge story that is going to break. This one will break the internet, and be prepared for waves and waves of YouTube videos.
Well, I like or hate it.
I'm going to say hate. I'm gonna say hate. Look, episode.
Why would you do this to me, Santa? It's all your fault.
You're gonna shoot the messenger's messenger. I see. I see. So the episode out of 10, what do you give it?
I'm not going to judge any of them yet until I see the whole thing. I got to see this whole thing in context. I'll give you what my kids think. How about that?
Yeah.
I think my kids would say it's an 8 or 9 out of 10.
For the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, 8 or 9 out of 10. What do you give it out of 10?
I'm not going to give you anything.
A 0?
Because no.
A null.
I want to see everything in context. My brain right now was revolting from certain things, and so because of it, I would grade it lower than I would if I saw the whole thing in context.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to accept at this point in time the breaking of what I perceive as canon.
Right. I understand.
Even though I had foreshadowing that it was coming, it's still hard for me to accept.
Yeah. And this is the same opinion that I asked the question on Jason Ward's live stream yesterday afternoon, and Jason scored it, but his friend Rob Sketchcraft wouldn't. He's like, this is like rating chapters in a book. Like you're reading a book. Chapter 3, I give it a 7. Right, chapter 4, but it's a book. It's a story. So how do you break up like one page out of it? Oh, good page,
right.
Bad page, right? So
I got to see this whole thing in context.
Yeah, so I get that. I get that. For me, the episode is a 9+ out of 10. I'll do it. And for the series to date, like all 3 episodes together, I'm somewhere around a 9. So this is funny. You're going to hate the news is that KK extended for lifetime contract. Well, that already happened. She's there as long as she wants to be there. But no, it has nothing to do with Kathleen Kennedy. Yes. She fell off.
We're having a new sequel.
It was
the next 3 movies.
No, I don't.
Rise of Rey.
It says, I don't see a written scoop. Is it a Making Star Wars tweet? Jedi Mike, it's breaking news. It hasn't been written. It hasn't been shared. He literally just hung down the phone with, I say that like we still have wall phones. Look at me. Oh, I'm old. He pushed the button and the call ended.
That's because Santa came through the world between worlds. He still hasn't changed.
So
it's like the last 30 years.
Yeah. So it has not broke yet. So this is on a private message. I know it. Star Wars Meg knows it, and Jason Ward knows it. So that's it. We can't go public. This is Jason's story to share.
So when's he releasing?
It's a good Jedi Mike. Santa, I have a landline. Jedi Mike, we're friends. You and I can be friends. I don't. Right? Sheev, this is outrageous. It's unfair. It's unfair. Well, he may have to rename his channel Anakin's Lair. Right? Yeah. So it's kind of the Baymax series, the Target exclusive Kenobi is up. Now I want to address this. So tomorrow we'll be talking about some of the recent figures that Hasbro's releasing, and again we're going to have our friend Tim from Boss Bounty. He's going to join me for tomorrow's live stream. And we're going to talk about these things, but this Target exclusive Kenobi, this is a Black Series figure. I have a huge beef with Target. This is just me personally. And that being said, I've got right on my desk right here, I have a Target exclusive figure right here to unbox, right? So that being said, every now and then you got to buy from them. But here's what happens to me. Probably out of all the figures I've ordered, probably 3 out of 4 get canceled. Like I order them and they say, "Do you want to renew it? It keeps happening over and over again, and it's just. Eventually they say, "Oh, we just canceled your order." I'm like, "What the hey?" The other thing that Target, this is Target.
What the hey?
I know is that they have these exclusives and they say, "Get on their pre-order." And well, they sell out immediately. Right? And then I have to go. I go back and look. Are they going to restock? Are they going to restock? They start shipping the figures directly to the stores. They start showing up in stores, and I still can't order the daggone figure from their website. I hate Target. I hate these exclusives. I despise them. And
why don't you just buy it in the store then?
Well, yeah. Oh, that's what you're stuck with. But it just annoys the living daylight out of me. It's infuriating. They are the worst.
Santa's elves are slacking.
Look, I can't get on a rant.
It's time to bring them back and torture them. That's why.
It can happen.
They clearly are not afraid of Santa.
So
the torture machine has got to come back.
Kenobi as a whole, what would you give the series?
I'm not going to rate it until I see the whole thing.
Okay, same thing with the series. Well, you said that for the episode. I just checking for the series. Right. Series as a whole.
No. Whole
same
thing. I'll give you the series as a whole. When I read the whole thing, I need to see everything. Context. I need to probably go back through it, get all the subtext in it, and with everything that I know, with it fully done. So at that point in time, I'll be able to more level-headed evaluate the show versus I'm just mad because they broke canon in my mind.
Well, there you
now
go.
That's done, and now I'm ready for the next thing. Please tell me how you're going to fix it. Please do so.
Well, you know what would get me shill for life. I know my friend Baymax has made this promise that he'll never keep. He promises if they were to release the Ghost as a HasLab project, that he would never ever complain about Hasbro ever again. That they would walk on water for the rest of his life. It's a lie. It's a lie. Like Maury Povich ran the test. The tests say that was a lie. But I'm going to say the same thing. Like
you are the father.
But I'm going to say if Hasbro were to release blurgs in all the lines, the TVC Black Series, and give me blurgs on the shelf, I will never complain again about. And you can make it a Target exclusive even. Make it a Target exclusive blurg. I'll never complain about Hasbro. I'll never complain about Target ever again. Same lie that Baymax has said.
make me complain about it for him.
And there's Martin knows that Baymax is a lie as well, right? He knows.
He'd send me a list every week. Here's the things you have to complain about on the show.
That's true. I would just send him to Imagic Maker. Hey, man, I need you to complain about this for me,
so I can keep my promise.
Martin knows. Yeah, blurs, they're not happening. But my friend X-Wing has ordered me a custom TVC blurg that's being made for me. So I appreciate that.
Is your friend X-Wing the same one that goes on to Drunk 3PO?
Yes. Yeah.
Same one? Okay.
Yeah, same dude. So so there's that. You guys, yes, Vader's Lair, you're not wrong. Lies, deception. Every day, more lies. Yes, you guys.
We need to figure out a conversation. And we're going to have to, and the entire conversation on our thing has to be Star Wars quotes.
Oh, that would be tough. Yes. So, yeah, Man on the Moon, that just makes me mad. We're going to get Kenobi. If we get Eopies in Vintage and Black Series, I'll be livid. It can't happen. It can't happen. Oh my gosh.
I am personally writing the
Star Wars.
Saying you have to.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what.
Eopies before you have words.
It's just wrong. Blurg hot toys do exist. Blurg, you can get the hot toy Blurg that goes with your hot toy Mando and hot toy Quill. Yes, you can. Yes, there you go. You guys, thank you so much for being here today. We've laughed a lot. We've had a lot of fun. I appreciate all that you guys are doing. I appreciate you guys being here and the support you give me. As many of you know, we had a family member pass this week, and it's been a rough week for us as a family. It's been rough for us just with the construction that's still going on, things that have happened here. So this time that I get to spend talking Star Wars with my friends, laughing and just talking about the series we all love, right? The franchise we all love. I really appreciate it. So,
my condolences there. Yeah.
Thank you. So you guys, any parting words of Magic Maker before we call it a day?
Well, I just want to say that my kids are loving Kenobi series, and I'm glad, if nothing else, that I'm able to pass the love of Star Wars down to them. So it's not all about us all the time. So we get to enjoy. Like I said, if you don't like it and you don't like it enough, don't watch it because you're just going to get mad.
There you go.
And so enjoy what you can, and I'm going to wait to the whole thing, and hopefully they don't completely break canon, and I can reconcile it in my own head.
There you
go. So that's my statement for that, and I think I've come up with a new way to I won't say a new way, but a way we've talked about before. I think everything that I don't like from now on with all these series, I think I'm just going to have to come out with a video for the month of how I'd fix whether it's Boba Fett or Kenobi or whatever, and boom, and there's your new thing, and so I'll do that. So that's my thoughts on that, and beyond that, it's thank you for having me on, and may the Force all be with you.
Thank you so much. And Will Morgan, can we talk about the lightsabers real quick? They said they're doing something different. They're putting off way more light, but somehow they look cheaper. Look, it's technology, Will. They're able to, if you go back to the original trilogy, the lightsaber colors were kind of, again, they didn't put off so much light, right? And they weren't.
We're talking about, originally, they're just a crayon drawn over the little glass rod that they're using.
Yeah, and
hit each other very hard.
Oh, that too, and they there you go. Baymax gave you a free one. A Magic Maker Star Wars Fix-It wand. The color saturation was really low, and then you go to even there was a big argument about Star Wars Rebels, how thin the lightsabers are, right? So I'm fine with them kind of evolving over time like that. So that's good. That's good. Hey, you all, I see you in the chat. I love you all so much. I appreciate all that you are and your thoughts and your prayers. Thank you for that. And the closing scroll. I have not had a chance with everything going on in my family and everything that's going on here. I've not had a chance to update the credits. We have new subscribers. We have folks who aren't listed, and I don't want to roll the credits of our subscribers and leave folks out. So for now, no ending credit scroll until I get that thing updated. So my apologies for all of you for not being able to do that, but we'll get it caught up. So thank you for that. Follow Jason Ward. I'm telling you guys, it's a big one. It's a big one. He's got a big one coming. So
2, right? So 2 Eastern, 1
should be in about 40 minutes. About 40 minutes. So you guys look for that. Look for Jason Ward. Look for MakingStarWars.net, and you could be on the front side of this news that's breaking. So
I'm gonna watch it cringingly because you told me I was not gonna like it.
Yeah, brace yourself. Oh, the Mike Porter dad joke. Thank you for that, Daniel Fisher. We do have a Mike Porter dad joke, and then we're done. We're done. And this is perfect one. Perfect one, Mike Porter. What did Darth Vader say when he finally saw Obi-Wan Kenobi again? Oh, it's been too long. Oh boy. Thank you for that, Mike Porter. You guys take care. And until next time, my friends, may the force be with you. And Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.